Every morning I watch Squawk Box and have my morning coffee, and I noticed continually all they're really talking about is the debt ceiling and Congress and interest rates and inflation. And seldom do I hear anybody talk about the stocks that are growing, that are taking us into this era of artificial intelligence and are giving us some growth. Instead, I hear people coming on and saying, this is my stock pick and that's my stock pick. And I look and see where they're from. And they're from some advisory company. And what they're doing is pumping the stocks that they hold in hopes to get them to come up. But I never really hear them say, this is a young company and I want to get into it and explain to you why it's growing the way it is. So I've sought out some online tools that I can use to give me some key information. One of those, of course, is Seeking Alpha, and then I use Trading Views as my charts, and I suggest them highly. But I want to show you something that I've discovered just recently, particularly as I'm starting to develop this bus 13 portfolio that I am directing specifically towards AI and how it's going to change the world. So I want to show you what I use and give you some idea of how I go about finding stocks and then how I share it with my tribe so that they can participate. Take a look at this. It's not financial advice. It's just financial knowledge.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
This is a stock screening tool that I've recently discovered and I find quite useful as I'm building my Bus 13 portfolio, which will grow to be more than 13 stocks. But first of all, you can see it gives me a screening of 6,057 stocks. And I want to reduce that. And the first thing I want to do is bring it down to just U.S. stocks. I don't want to get involved in China or Russia or any place else. Then I want to make sure it's a substantial company. So I'm going to say I want a minimum market cap of 1 million. That brings it down to 1914. And then I want it to have a price to book ratio of at least 2, and that brings me down to 1,140 stocks. And as you can see, if I go with just the overview, I'm going to see a substantial amount of stocks that are in the biotech field. Now what I want to do is get a rating on short-term performance. And as you can see, it gives me Viking Therapeutics that in short term, 1 year, it's changed by 889%. As if we go across 3 months, 85%. So it gives me a good way to sort through and find stocks that are going to be potential growers or that are moving with the current movement. I found one here that I thought was very interesting. This is Bio or 89 Bio. And I like the looks of it because over the last year, it's had steady growth. And if you read the description it gives me, it tells me they're involved in in treatment for liver and cardiometabolic diseases. Interesting, if that's the area I want to pursue. I found this one interesting too. EIF Beauty. I've never heard of it, and I've never heard anybody on Squawk Box talk about it. And it tells me it's a United States company with $5.4 billion, and they're in the cosmetic business. So I would take this, and then I would go to Seeking Alpha and learn more about the company and see if this is something that I want to use. So I encourage you to find these kind of things to give you some means by which to discover the stocks that are moving and not just rely on people like me on YouTube and as well people on the TV channels. This was another one I found interesting. Opera provides web browsers, and it is an AI-driven content discovery platform. Got some good growth, I think you would see, and let's look at it on a continuing basis. It has grown 229% over the past year, and it's green all the way across. 6 months or 6% in the past week, 36% in the last month. So I can see. I hope you can see this is a valuable tool. Now I go to long-term performance, and let's say I want to look at 10-year. Here we get into some of the companies that you're probably more familiar with, such as NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, Broadcom, Excel Therapeutics. Again, we're getting into some therapeutics. So this is the kind of thing that's available if you know where to look at it and how to read it and how to understand it. And this is what I try to teach the members of my tribe this is where you go to find these sort of things. And then you use things like Seeking Alpha and Trading Views to hone in even more to find the stocks that are going to give you the kind of returns as we go into this period of change. The market was controlled in the past year as we fought with interest rates and inflation. But as you can see, if we go back to the short-term performance and look at the change in the year, there are some companies that had no influence based on what the pundits and the talking heads were talking about. So this is what I'm sharing with my tribe. This is how I'm sharing with them that how we can find those stocks that have for the past year, and as I say, that's the past year. If we want to go a half a year, we go to year to date. And again, you're going to see some of them that are repeating, and you can bring it down to all the way down to those stocks that have given you the best return in the past month. And as I said, Palantir is one of them. And if we'll look at it, we can see, it just moved sideways until 1 month ago. And then it lit up. Now what you have to do is say, is this an anomaly, or is this something I want to put my money on and make some decisions accordingly? This is one that been in the news, and I have talked about on a couple of occasions. This is C3AI. It has run up quite well in the last couple. Let me just keep that on there. It has run up in the last, I would say, what's that? That's since January, and this is all driven by the information about artificial intelligence. It's a company that I've looked into and I hold in my portfolio because this is the kind of company that's going to help me put artificial intelligence and ChatGPT into my website. Had some downturn. My research told me that it got some bad publicity. There was a heavy shorting on it because they believe that they fabricated some of their numbers. That was then cleared up, and you can see it spiked up. And then today it's down because they did their earnings call and didn't live up to some of the information they had put out earlier. But again, from my perspective and my knowledge of it, I'm continuing to hold it. So this is a super tool that I think everybody who wants to put some effort into making good investment decisions should put in their bag of tricks, okay? You can't depend on talking heads like this one or those that you see on TV. You need to do some research on your own. So the question that many of you are asking yourself right now, well, Kerry, what was the name of that website? You didn't make it available to us. No, I did not. And why didn't I make it available to you? Because I want you to pay for it. You see, I've been doing this now for 3.5 years, and for your view, Google pays me 1.25 cents. And back when there were millions of people on the YouTube channels watching, that worked out. But it doesn't work out now. And I have a staff. I have 4 people that I help support as a result of this YouTube channel. And we're doing okay, but we want to do better. And by that I mean we want to create more for you. And we feel that it makes sense that if we're benefiting you, and if in fact you can make money off of the knowledge that we share, well, then you should share some of the money that you make with us. And so now we are going to a subscription service, and we're doing it through Patreon. And we're going to, as I say, for $20 a month, we're going to give you access to all the information that we collectively as 4 put together. Then in July, we're going to launch a website which is going to get back to my basics, and that's those certificates on the wall there. I'm a CFP, I'm a CHFC, and I'm a CLU. So I spent my life helping people make good financial decisions, not just investment decisions, but things like college funding, like estate planning, like long insurance planning. And that's what I want to share with you. But again, it's going to take an infrastructure to make it happen. And that I need, if you want to take advantage of it, to share in the cost of it. And again, that's where I'm going. I'm going to hire the staff for your benefit. And if you're okay with that, then go to the Discord, sign up for our $20, and you'll find out what that website was and all the other information that we're sharing on a daily basis. We have a swing trading program. You get access to every one of my trades, which I am right now doing every day. And what we do is we alert you on your telephone, on your smartphone, mobile phone, that Kerry's made a trade. He's either bought or sold something, and you can follow it if that's what you want to do. If you don't, okay, that's fair enough as well. I'll continue to do some daily videos sharing my feelings on the market and what is happening. And if you can glean something for free, that's okay.